When entering purchases of inventory items, the normal vendor invoice screen has you enter the quantity purchased and the total amount due for that quantity. But there might be times when you would prefer to enter a quantity and a unit cost and have it calculate the dollars for you. We're going to go through how to do that. We'll bring up a vendor invoice screen from our quick list. Select a vendor up here. And we have several helmets in our inventory items. We're going to select the Mohawk Youth. And in order to do a input of a quantity and a unit cost, we're going to need to add a column for template. It's the template in CenterPoint that's managing how that calculation is done. So I'm going to right click on my blue row, select Add Remove Columns, and go down and turn on a column for template. And then I'm going to move that column all the way up right after account. So that now, right after account, I have my template, which is right now doing a purchase inventory item, enter quantity and amount. We're going to switch to a template that's called purchase inventory with enter quantity and unit cost. And I've already turned on also a column called unit cost, so I can have an input into there. So I'm going to go ahead and select my inventory location and put in a quantity. And now you can see that it took my unit cost that it picked up from this particular inventory item, and I could change this unit cost if I want to. I could make that a different cost if that happens to be the case for this invoice, and it would calculate my dollars. My dollars is grayed out because it's now a calculated value from that inventory item. If on the next screen, on the next item, I didn't want to put in the unit cost, I want to put in the total dollars, I can certainly do that. So I'm going to choose my helmet that's a Dragster Youth helmet. And this time I'm going to leave the template, which is still the default, enter quantity and amount. And now on this one, I'm going to enter 2 again, and my unit cost is grayed out, but I can go over to my amount, type in my amount, and it calculates my unit cost. So I can have a combination of doing both on one particular entry. It doesn't matter. Each one of these different journal rows in here is being managed by this template. Now there's another way if you want to always be able to do the quantity and the unit cost input, then we can set a default on this particular inventory account that's getting used for all these inventory items. So I'm going to clear out the screen and go up to Setup, Accounts, and Account Categories, and highlight my account category that's called Inventory. That's the category that my inventory accounts are under. And in my account category is a Template tab. And I'm going to expand Payments and New Payables. That's where a vendor invoice comes under as a new payable. And highlight Account Selected and change my account here to Purchase, enter quantity and unit cost. Now that's going to make my default when I select the account to be using my enter quantity and unit cost. And I'll save that. Close my screen, go back to my vendor invoice. And now we're going to select the Mohawk again. Oops, this time we're going to go to account, because we put in our default template in the account, select the account. And now you can see that this is the template that it picked up, because that was what I put on my account selected. If I select it as an account, it's going to pick up this template of enter quantity and unit cost. And I can go ahead and put in my quantity and again my unit cost and change it if I want, and it calculated my amount. And on my next one, if I wanted just an item, and I don't want this one to calculate by the unit cost, but I want to put in the dollars, I'll select it as an item. So I'll select the Dragster Youth Helmet, and you can see that it picked up this time, inventory item, enter quantity and amount. My unit cost is grayed out, so I can again go to my quantity and my cost is empty, and now I can go to amount and fill in the total amount. So again, both ways can be used in the same entry. One is defaulting to having this template selected if I select it in the account, and the other way is just selecting the template on the fly as you do the entry. And those are ways that you can manage how you input your inventory item purchases. And again, it is being managed by that template.